Hey everyone! So as I've been unpacking my studio space, I've been finding random bits and pieces of different projects that I've gathered over the years. One of those being old thrifted leather belts. I like to use them as like pulls for drawers and stuff. I have a bunch of those as like little handles for my studio drawers, and I've also used them to make pulls for a like shoe cabinet thing that I made a few years ago. But for those, I kind of leaned more towards using plain belts. But one belt that I had that kind of just kept floating around in my studio was this one that had like a stamp element to it where it looks like it's woven leather, but it's just one piece. I felt like I never really had a specific project that would suit it, so I never used it. That is until today. So Hobbs has a collar, and it actually was supposed to be a temporary one. He grew out of his little puppy collar, and I bought this one really quick on sale because it was cheap and I was expecting him to grow out of it as well. I actually bought that one and then ordered one online that was supposed to be his like final collar. I assumed he was gonna get a lot bigger, so I got a pretty big size. And he didn't ever get that big, so I never used that collar. So pretty much for like the last 3 or 4 years, he's had this little bee collar that I got, and it's kind of falling apart now because it's been however many years, and it was just like a cheap like nylon whatever collar, but it was serving its purpose and it was pretty cute, so I never got rid of it. I figured when the time comes I would get him a new one, and that time has come because finally I was looking at his collar and his little name tag had fallen off. So I decided to finally go and replace the whole thing. I could have easily just, you know, gotten a new tag made and then put it on his old collar, but I figured since I was getting a brand new tag, I might as well get him a brand new collar. So that's where that belt comes in. I decided to try reworking that and making it into a new dog collar. So yeah, let's get started. I used a thrifted leather belt, a D-ring, a belt buckle, scissors, and a leather hole punch. Actually, I used a drill because I couldn't find my leather hole punch, but anyway. Here's the belt. I thought that the woven look was really nice looking. So first, wrap the belt around your dog's neck to see how big you need to make it. And mark that spot. Go through and make a few marks in the middle of the width of the belt and then connect them so that you know where to place your holes. And make a few marks away from the initial mark that you made. Or alternatively, you can use the existing belt holes to help mark out the new holes, like so. I marked 2 holes away from either side of the initial mark that I made, and I used the end of the belt to mark the new end that I'm going to cut. Then I cut the end. And then the holes. So my first plan was to use my leather hole punch to punch the holes, but guess what? I couldn't find the dang thing. So I had to drill the holes. To do this, use a drill bit that matches the existing holes and drill on each mark on top of a piece of scrap wood. Then you flip it over and drill through the other side to make sure to get rid of any extra leather. Easy as that. I wanted to cover the raw leather on the edges, so I just used a black marker. Ideally, you'd use something that matches the existing stain, if there is any, but the edges of this belt were black, or really dark, so I figured that the black marker would be fine. The belt I'm using didn't have a buckle, so I had to replace that. It also unsnapped, so you could add a new buckle if you wanted, which I've actually never seen before, but apparently it's a thing. So this one had 2 snaps, which was perfect because I needed to add a buckle and the D-ring. So first, the buckle. Just unsnap it and then thread one end of the belt into the buckle around the middle bar, making sure to thread this middle bit into the oval hole, and then back through the buckle and then snap it closed. The little part in the middle should fold over onto the short side of the belt, if that makes sense. Then slip the D-ring on with the curved side facing out, and then snap it closed. I'm not sure if this thing will be strong enough to hold it with just these 2 snaps, but I figured I'd at least try it out first. We never connect his leash onto his collar, so it should never really see any tension like that. We use a harness when we take him out for a walk. Anyway, if this is a problem and doesn't work, I'll go back and either rubber cement the leather down or just replace the snaps with rivets. And if I do end up doing that, I'll probably make a little update video on Instagram or something. Anyway, after the buckle and the D-ring are attached, the collar is done. Just gotta add the name tag and then put it on the pup. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. Okay, he's done. I post art videos every Tuesday and DIY videos every Thursday. Thank you to my patrons for helping me produce this video. If you are interested in becoming a patron, I'll leave a link to mine right up here and you can go check it out. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Twitch, and I'll leave the information to those down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next week.